Good afternoon, good evening, welcome, welcome, good evening, good welcome. I see what you've done. You leave a message. On the books, yes. I'm getting to grips with all this Facebook, YouTube malarkey. Right, that's about right. Is that about right? That window needs blocked off, I think. Very bright light coming in there. It's giving me a halo. Hello. Ryan is in the house. I think Travis and Marcus are in the house as well. There are at least two viewing. One of them will be Ryan. Hopefully ready to rumble. Huh? Busy. Where are we at? What time is it? 5 o'clock. We'll finish at 5:30. So let's get a wriggle on. The rest of them are late. Starts at 5 o'clock, not 5 past. Harriet, kill me. And the rest of them have got 10 press ups for being late. Right? We're going to start. I'm going to do a warm up. I'm going to do it as well. We start skipping. Start skipping. We're going to do 50 skips. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Feet to the floor. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Over to one side, over to the other. So we're just doing the shuttles while we're waiting for people to come in late and do their press ups. So if you're coming in now and you're late, you can do 10 press ups. And if you're on replay, you can do 20 press ups. Yeah? Hashtag replay, 20 press ups. If you don't put a hashtag, it's 30 press ups. If you don't comment to say you're in, it's 50 press ups. 5 more, 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, uno más, 0. Back to the middle. Let me see who's in. Noah, Noah's in as well. So Noah's got 10 press ups. Ryan was in early. There's 5 people in. They're not going to get their attendance marks because they've not said who they are. So they won't be sitting any tests. All right, parallel stance. Walking ready stance. Chumbi. By default is, what does default mean? What do I mean by default? The one that you do automatically without thinking, right? So if I gave you a pen to write your name, you would use your default hand. If you're right-handed, you'd use your right hand. If you're left-handed, you do your left hand. And if you're ambidextrous, you'd use your ambidextrous, right? So walking ready stance to me, and we're going to do front kick and step back. Now, two, and step back. Set, and step back, neck. Step back, step up and change legs. To me, hana. Two, set, neck. Step up and change legs. To me, walking ready stance. Gonun Jumba Sogi. That's what that is in Korean. Gonun Jumba Sogi. Front, walking ready stance. I'm going to do a rising kick now. That's what I was trying to say at the same time as saying walking ready stance. It's front rising kick. Apcha oligi. Apcha oligi. Right, straight leg. Not even slightly bent. No. Straight. As long as possible. You make your leg as long as you can. All right? We'll do hana and step back. Pull and step back. set, step back, net, and step back. Step up and change. 준비. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, arrow. Right, everyone down on the floor to do press-ups. Leo, very good. Leo, you're going to do 10 press-ups. Who else was in? Noah, 10 press-ups. Ryan, 10 press-ups. Travis and Marcus, 10 press-ups. And Marcus, I want you to try on your first 2 knuckles. I'm not going to show you because then the kids will try it. Adults only, first 2 knuckles. But juniors, flat the hands, 10 press-ups, go. Easy peasy. 10's not a lot, right? So you shouldn't be huffing and puffing and moaning and complaining. Just get 10 press-ups done. As soon as you've got them done, you get up again into parallel stance and show me that you're ready. Yeah? Not jelly babies. No jelly babies. There's no need for it. Parallel stance. When you finish, I think you're finished now. I'm going to just carry on and assume you're finished, right? I'm going to cross the hands before I step backwards into the walking ready stance. This time, I'm going to step sideways, sitting ready stance. Sitting ready stance. Make sure your hands are out and the knees, they stay bent until you're told barrow. When you go into a stance, that's you putting that Lego brick on your spaceship or whatever machine that you like to build in your Lego, your Ninjago, right? That brick doesn't change shape, so it doesn't go like that. Red brick, and it doesn't do that. It doesn't straighten afterwards. It doesn't change, morph into something else. When you do this, you lock in place. Then paro. When you're told. Now I'm going to go the other way. Ready? Hada! Sitting ready stance. Anon jumbosogi. Anon jumbosogi. Don't worry about the Korean words. Worry about remembering the English words. Sitting ready stance. Paro. 준비. Paro. 준비. Paro. So this is parallel stance, parallel ready stance. This is sitting ready stance. This is walking ready stance. All right? Parallel ready stance. Sitting ready stance. Make sure your knees are bent, otherwise it's not sitting. And there's no standing stance. It's sitting stance only. And there is a walking ready stance, but even that front knee's bent. The same as sitting stance. Look, if you've got that knee like that in walking stance, that knee stays like that and the other one copies it. That's sitting stance. Walking stance. Look, walking stance. Leg is straight. The sitting stance, they're both bent. Sitting down. Sitting stance. Right? Not walking stance. That's a different one. We've just done that one. Walking stance. Back leg straight. Front knee bent. Sitting stance. Both knees bent. All right, I think I can trust you to do the techniques, right? Without being lazy. But if you are lazy, then you're just practicing to be lazy. What if you practiced not being lazy? Then that means you would never be lazy. Because there's no point in being lazy. You don't get anything for being lazy, apart from maybe needing extra help around the town in a wheelchair when you can't move with your own legs because you're too big. Yeah. Who is seen here? Who's seen the film WALL-E? WALL-E. The little robot, the white robot, and he finds the plant. Yeah. WALL-E. I've seen it, and all the people in space, they've not been moving. They've got remote controls for everything, and they just sit down and don't move. And then the spaceship needs a little bit of rescue, but they can't rescue it because they're too big and can't move. They've forgotten how to move their arms and legs. We don't want that for you, do we? So move your arms and legs, don't be lazy. Parallel stance, walking ready stance was this one, sitting ready stance was this one, parallel stance is this one. I'm going to step forward and do a punch. Walking stance, middle punch. Right foot, this hand, this same foot's going to go forward. They both go forward. That's called a normal punch or obverse punch. Obverse is obvious. Step back, now the other one. So that's the other side. That's my left hand. It might not be yours, but it's mine. And step back, and I'm going to change again. I'll move back a little bit. Forward, punch. Step back. Forward, punch. Step back. Now that's a normal punch. But what we're going to do today is look at the reverse punch. Most of you, in fact, everybody's done it. Yeah, everybody there has done it, but maybe you've forgotten, which is all right. It just means you haven't practiced. Yeah, I'm going to punch with this one, so I'm deciding now. I'm punching with this one because it's on the hip. It's load. Yeah, load. And that one's aim. Okay, I'm going to punch with this one. So let's just practice. Forget this one just now, just this one. If I do this, same hand, same foot, that's not what I want you to do. I want you to punch with this hand, but I want you to put the other foot forward. So this is reverse. This is opposite. This is my right hand, but it's my left foot. So just practice now. If you can do it properly, then do it properly, yeah? But for those that are new to us or refreshing, I'm putting the opposite hand and foot forward. One foot's going forward, but this one's punching for sure. This one decides what I'm doing. This one decides which foot I move. Reverse punch. Reverse punch. I do that a few times. Reverse punch. Reverse punch. And then reverse punch. There we go. Reverse punch. Take it back again. So you just rewind. Reverse punch. Rewind. Reverse punch. Rewind. It might be a little bit tricky if you've not done this for a little while. Don't despair. Don't go, jelly babies, I can't do it. Don't moan and complain about it. Just try and work it out logically. This hand's going to fire because it's on the hip. So just start doing that. Look. They're opposite. This is right. This is left. This is one and then the other. So if you can do it properly, do it properly. Yeah? Now, let's just go back a step and we'll do same hand, same foot. You can feel the difference. Look. Same hand, same foot. We did that one at the beginning. Same foot, same hand. That's a normal punch. But we don't want a normal punch. We want to do this punch, but we want to put the other foot forward. Reverse punch. If you're quite good at this, try and do it the other way. First with one hand. Or, if you want to get straight into it, two hands. Loading, fire. If you're the type of person that goes, I can't get it, it's too difficult, that's because you're panicking. You need to stop panicking. You need to breathe and listen, right? Because the screen can be confusing you. Listen. I'm going to load this hand here. It doesn't matter if it's left or right. It doesn't matter. I'm going to load that one. That means I'm going to fire it. You load the one you're going to fire, aren't you? Yeah? If I do a normal punch, it's the same hand, same foot. I'm punching with this hand all the time. This hand's punching, no matter what. So instead of moving this foot, instead of moving that foot, I'm going to try and move in the other foot. There you have. That's what it looks like. Reverse punch. I'll move back a bit so you can see. And you finish like this. A normal punch, you finish like this. A reverse punch, you finish like this. All right, so there's no need to panic. Don't go panic. This is harder now. Changing each time, but I'm being smart here. I'm leaving my hands up there. That reminds me, Which one am I punch? Oh, I have to punch with this one because it's load. This one here is load, it's at the hip. I have to punch with that one. And now it's the other one, look, because it's at the hip. It's at the hip. So I have to punch with that one. It doesn't matter which one I want to move. It has to be the one that's at the hip. It has to be. Reverse punch. Okay? Now, if you got that, brilliant. You're going to add something. Remember 3-step sparring? Who can remember 3-step sparring? Ryan is working it. Good lad, I like it. Ryan's working hard. So Ryan, because you're a ninth cup, right? You could change it to inner forearm block. I'm not going to demonstrate it. You know what it is. Cross the hands properly though, right? Gangnam style. You're going to do inner forearm block, but you're also going to, like 3-step sparring, you're going to step backwards and block first, and then reverse punch. Now, I only stepped one time. I'll do it again. Step backwards and block. Breathe in. Punch. I didn't step and punch. My feet stayed where they were. I'll do it again so you can see my feet. Step backwards and block, like the last move in 3-step sparring. Yeah? Reverse punch. So if someone's punching you in 3-step sparring, you go block, punch. Yeah? Now really it's 3-step sparring, so you do 3 steps. And I'll do that. I'll do 3 steps for you. 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, counter, reverse punch. Yeah? So you have all done this, but it might be a little while for some of you. Reverse punch. So middle block, reverse punch. And Ryan and 9th cups, you can do inner forearm as if you're doing sequence number 2. You know what I mean, yeah? White belts, you're doing middle block, reverse punch, like in sequence number 1 of 3-step sparring. And sequence number 2 is a different block, and then you do flat fingertip thrust, don't you? Yeah? Now you have all done that. Even Noah's done this, and then he's unofficial. Well, he's a warrior now. He's not a tiger anymore. He just moved up from tigers to warriors. So he knows this as a tiger. He knows this as a warrior. All right, step back, low block, and you do punch. 1, 2, 3. That's your 3 steps. 3-step sparring. And the other person, player 2, is doing middle block, middle block, middle block, 3 steps, reverse punch. And that's where that reverse punch comes in. And it's worth practicing that one because it's very good in sparring. There's another word for it as well, and I'm going to show you that now. You probably know it better with this one. I'm going to use this hexagon. I've got a shape on the floor. It's not a smelly sock. But I've got this shape I'm going to stand in, right? If I do this, you know, you've done this before, you know that my foot at the front, yeah, and my hand at the front, that's also called a jab. Jab. You've heard that before. You've done the kickboxing drill. Jab, cross. So that's another name for reverse punch. Jab is the normal punch. Cross is a reverse punch because I've got one foot but the opposite hand. So you've done this before as well. Jab, cross, jab, jab, cross. Jab, cross, jab, jab, cross. You've done that before, yeah? And in 3-step sparring, of course, you've done it as well. Backwards 3 times and reverse punch. So you have done reverse punch before. But the trickiest thing is the very first step. The very first step is the hardest one to do because you have to tell the body what you want to do. And the body says, I'm not listening. It's too difficult. Your body, honestly, is going to your brain, what are you trying to make me do? I have no idea what you're talking about. Right, body, shush and listen. Hand, load. Aim. Do a normal punch, please. Okay, I know how to do that. Same hand, same foot. All right, easy, yeah? Okay, same hand, other foot. Not the same. but the same other. What? Do a normal punch. 1. Easy. You've done it 100 times. That's why it's easy. This one you've maybe done 50 times, so it's harder. So make it easy. If you struggle, put the wrong foot forward first and then do a punch. Because this one's going to punch no matter what. This one's going to punch no matter what because it's at the load position. You can't fire with this one. You haven't loaded it yet. You can't fire. You can't fire it. You haven't loaded it. Load. Aim. Fire. Reverse punch. One fist. Opposite foot. Yeah? Opposite. Opposite. Reverse punch. All right. Now, if it's possible, put in a comment there to say you've got that. Or if you haven't got that, put in a comment to say, not quite got that, but getting it good. Yeah? I'm starting to understand it. Put a comment below. Starting to understand it. It was tricky, but I'm going to persevere because I'm not a jelly baby. There you are. That's your promise to yourself. Now, we're going to do 4-directional punch, 4-directional block, and turn G. If we've got time, well, I just have to be aware. I cannot. My eyes are getting worse. Yeah. As soon as we get back to normal, I think my eyes will get better. What do you reckon? I'm going to get this hexagon again. It's a hexagon, not a circle. I'm just going to bend the camera down a little bit as well because you can't quite see the fantastic hexagon. What does that say? Ryan says you got that. Yeah. No, I got it as well. Awesome. If you haven't got it, it's all right. You'll get it when you're ready. Yeah? Before the test. All right. In the class, I've told you about the spot. In fact, I've given you the spot before. Remember the little discs that you stood on, the spots that you stood on. And I suggested if you haven't got a spot at home, use a smelly sock. Right? You can still do that. I'm lucky enough to have one of these hexagons. It's not for this, but it's the only thing I've got. I'm going to keep that foot in the hexagon. That's my left foot. My left foot stays put in the hexagon. And I do load aim. Now this time, we're going to go back to the normal punch. Normal punch, we step forward with the right foot and punch with the right hand. And this one stays on the smelly sock. My left foot stays on the spot. It doesn't move. If you've got a pattern, if you've got a decoration pattern on your floor, might be lino, might be carpet, I don't know, tiles, yeah, or you're in the garden, you've got some chalk, put some chalk down on the patio, right? You've got to keep that foot on the mark. I'm going to do across the hands, and I'm going to step in, but step back. This one doesn't move, it stays in the spot. It turns, but it doesn't move, all right? And then step forward and punch. Okay, that's 3 moves. Now, I know there's people here, there are at least, nearly most of you. Most of you will know 4-directional punch and 4-directional block. 1 or 2 of you might not, but you'll get to practice. Yeah, you get to practice and you will learn it. It's a slow process because there's so much to learn. I think Leo, I remember Leo used to have a problem with this 4-directional punch, but if he's been practicing, he'll have it sorted now. Even if it's just the first 8 steps. And that's what I'm going to do now. I think today, for Leo, maybe, Leo might have started with the reverse punch going, I can't remember that. But you've got it now, haven't you, Leo? Reverse punch. But the 4-directional punch now, I'm going to do this, look. Remember that? Left foot on the spot. Step forward and punch with the right. So the right foot, right hand. It's a normal punch. Then turn, keep that foot in the center there. Bring the other one up, but then straight away step backwards and do a low block. Remember the rule about doing a low block? You step backwards as a white belt. Backwards, low block. Forwards, punch. Yeah? And then we do that again. We just repeat those 2 moves. Punch, block, punch. Oh, it must be a block then, eh? Must be a block. I've got to turn first and block. Then I've got to do a punch. Then a turn and block. Then step and punch. Then turn and, oh, I'm back to the start. So there's no block here, just parallel stance. And that's 8 steps. Right, I'm going to show you. Hold on a second there. I'm going to see if I've got the paper. I have. Here it is. Here it is. Brilliant. What I would like you to do, if you haven't already, it's very important that you actually do it, right? On the walls, you need these. It's A, B, C, D, E, and F. A, B, C, D, E, and F. And I'll leave it on the screen so you can see it. So you can go back and watch this video, right? That way. You can go back and watch this video. And I'm going to say now that C was here. This is C. All right? The camera, you are over at D. So there's me, there's you. All right, and I'll show you again. I'll turn it round so it makes more sense. So there's, oh, I was right the first time. No, that's right. Yeah, so I'm stood over there at C, and you can see the C in the distance there. Look, the C above the badge. C. See the C? There's the C. And there's you at D. At the moment, if I'm looking at you, I see there, D. So that's CD, okay? So here's me in C. You're at D. To my right is A. To my left is B. That's A, B, C. Not very intuitive, but there we go. And you're at D. So if I come over to D, where we are now, we're all in D now, and I'm going to point to here. That's E to my right, and that is F to my left. Yeah? I'm going to do 4-directional punch. 4-directional punch with that diagram. I'm going to put it away now. We've got a few minutes, we can do this. Yeah? So, left foot, listen closely, left foot on C. On C. Load the right hand. Remember, this is C. I'm going towards D. Ready? Right foot towards D and punch with the right hand. Cross the hand. Bring your right foot back to C. Yeah? Let's see. And then with that same right foot, step it backwards. I'm looking at B now, but my foot's gone backwards. There's A, and I'm looking at B. Yeah? When you do this on your wall, with paper, don't go right on the wall. Now, punch. Step towards B and punch. Easy. Cross the hands. Right foot up to the C and step back towards D. Step forward to C and punch. Right foot, right hand. Cross the hands. Step up to the C. Step away from A. And then punch A. And then parallel. Sure. Now, the reason I'm doing this is new for you, so it's new for most of you. If it's new, you might be a bit confused. It might not be for you. It might not be the way you learn. But try it with the letters A, B, C, D, E, and F. But really, for 4-directional punch, you just need to put that in the middle of the room and have C over there, D over there, and then you need A and B. Yeah? That's it for you guys. The E and F bit is for the next patterns up, the dangling and such like. So here, if you're doing 4-directional punch and 4-directional block, we're on C. D is there. Or sorry, we're in the middle of C and D, on the line C, D. C is there, D is there, A is there, and B is there. All right, this will make more sense later on. I'm just going to try and get you to get those letters up on the wall for next lesson, next week. Because next week I'm going to explain something in a little bit more detail. And if you've got the letters up on the wall, it's going to make your forward directional punch learning skyrocket and your forward directional block. Okay, so make sure you get those letters. And Chunji as well. It's going to help with Chunji, and I'll test that tomorrow with Ryan and such like. All right. So I think that's half past. It is now. Yeah, we're going to have to skedaddle. I shall see you all next class. Well done for joining. I will see you tomorrow, if not next week. And enjoy your weekend. Right. Have a cracking weekend. See you.